Welcome to CP 101, and this is start of a new project. As you saw by the beginning, it's Freddy Krueger, and this is this is from 88, 87, something like that. It's the old Screamin kit. It's a 1/4 scale, so he's pretty big. But we're gonna work on him because this is not my model kit. This is somebody else's model kit. They want me to put it together and paint it because they're going to be taking it to a Comic-Con to have the actor Robert Englund sign it. So I have about a month around there, maybe a little less than a month to do this kit. So we're going to put everything aside for a second and concentrate on this, because if the actor is going to sign it, then I want to make sure I do a good job. Plus, it's for somebody else. It's not my model, as I said, not my model kit. So. And Victor's a good buddy of mine, and I don't want to do a crap job. I want to make sure I do a great job for Victor and also for the actor who's going to sign this. So, yeah, I think it'll be fun. And as I said, being a 1/4 scale, it's a large kit. It's over 18 inches tall, and it's got some pretty good detailing on it, which we're going to look at here in a second. So once we get them done, then we'll go back to our stagecoach and the other projects I want to do. But for now, we're going to be concentrating on Freddy Krueger here. So we're going to look at the parts, and that'll be our next step. Okay, so here are the pieces. Parts might be kind of hard to see being they're white, but yeah, they're quite large. We'll start with his sweater, which is pretty cool. This is a vinyl kit, so we've got some cutting to do to get the pieces, parts ready to be assembled. Not a whole lot to this. It's a figure kit. Here's his pants, his one piece, pants and shoes. We're gonna have to do some work on this because the way they have him standing, he has this weight on the ball of his feet, so it looks like we're going to have to maybe spread the legs a little bit. We'll have to run underneath some hot water. His crotch area, maybe spread the legs a little bit. So the feet are, because they're kind of on an angle and they should be a little bit more flatter. So it looks like the feet need to spread apart a little bit. But he also has to be tilted forward because, as I said, the weight of him is on the ball of his feet. So we're going to have to figure something out there as far as mounting it on a base. My buddy wants to mount it on a base, so the actor has an area to sign. So I'll get a round wooden base. Those plaques I get from Michael's. I can get a pretty large round one for him to sit on, and that'll give the actor room enough to sign the base. So we'll do that and figure some way to mount him to that base. Might be I'll have to think about that because, as I said, his weight is on the ball of his feet. So the back of his feet are kind of up in the air. I don't know, I'll have to figure something out there as far as mounting it to the base. Here is the face with all the detail on it. Hopefully you can see it. His hat that we have to cut out and put on his head there. The arm, the raggedy sleeve, and then the hand, and then this is the hand that has the glove on it that we'll have to paint up and do. Now the kit gives you these like mylar blades for the one hand, which I think it's kind of crappy. They should have just molded them in a vinyl. Why they give you this really thin mylar, I'm not sure, but my buddy didn't like these, and I don't like them neither. So I think what I'm going to do is I'll use these as a template, and I'll make new blades out of a pop can, because that's pretty thin aluminum. I think it'll look much better and be more sturdier and not flop around on the glove like these will. But I'll use these as a template, so that's how I will probably do the blades for his gloves. Not gloves. Here's the instructions. 1984 is when this kit was made. Pretty simple, and it's just a figure, so it's nothing complicated. And then the painting guide, it says the hat is a dirty brown, sweater is deep red and deep green. Only size sweater is red and black. The pants are dirty gray, shoes are dirty brown, shoelaces are dark brown. Face and hands, flesh color with pink and reddish brown burn scars. Teeth dirty yellow, eyes green, exposed brain gray. Glove, tan glove with copper sections and silver rivets. I always thought his sweater was red and black, and didn't realize it was red and green. But that's what the painting guide calls for. I'll get some screen captures because I'm not a real big Freddy Krueger fan. I've only seen the first movie. I know there's a bunch of others of Freddy Krueger. I mean, I always thought he was pretty cool, but I was never that much into Freddy, so I'll have to get some screen captures to see what color that sweater was. I always thought it was like a burgundy and black, but I guess it could be a dark green and dark red. It's always hard to tell with colors when screen captures because the studio lighting they used when they shot the film can alter the colors, and you really never know. So, but we can go with the deep red and deep green if that's what it's calling for. So anyway, I've already taken the pieces parts and I've washed them in some soap and water. I just use good old Dawn like everybody else and soak them in there and get them cleaned up. So all I got to do now is adjust the stance on these legs and then start cutting out this extra vinyl from the casting process to get these pieces parts ready to be assembled. I'll probably treat these as sub-assemblies. We'll mount the arm onto this sweater, get the sweater all painted up. We'll paint the pants separate, the head, we'll do all these pieces parts separate, paint them. It'll be easier to handle since he's so large. And then I have to run to the Michaels and get a big, nice, round wooden plaque as a base. That way the actor has enough room for a signature when he goes to sign this. And those plaques are not that expensive. They're only a few bucks. I just have to figure a way to mount him on there. I can't run a rod through the heel because the heels are up in the air. I don't know. I got to figure that out. And then I have to get some plaster because we'll have to cut a hole here, a bigger hole, fill the legs area, the leads up to the knee anyway, at least, with plaster to get some weight behind this since it's so large. Might fill it up to the thigh, maybe up to these pockets here with plaster. That should be enough to give it some weight. But that's going to be our project. As I said, I have a time period I have to get this finished in, and I don't want to screw this up and then his son not be able to take this to have Robert sign the piece. So that's going to be our project, Freddy Krueger. So we'll do a lot of updates on this so my buddy can see my progress because he watches YouTube, and I told him I would make a lot of updates for him so he can see the progress of his model kit being built and painted, and it'll be all good. So alright guys, take care. We'll see you in the next video.